effects of diet soda, how it can affect the human body. I mean, this isn't just, it's the body, the brain, everything?
Everything. Well, you know, first of all, let's look at what's in diet soda, and they'll give us an index of what might happen. So the first thing is caffeine, right? We all know the effects of caffeine. It can cause headaches and high blood pressure. The second component is phosphoric acid. Okay, that's what makes it acidic. The pH of soda is about 3.2. Now, battery acid pH is 1, and neutral is 7.4. So look how acidic soda is, and that's what gives it the tingle when you swallow and the feeling that some people feel is refreshing. It's acid, and that acid is what decays the enamel in your mouth. It just decays it so that by the time you've had a lifetime of soda drinking, you've decayed the enamel so much, many people have a mouth that looks exactly like a crack user or whatever.
Well, it's like,
and I say to that, that's what good dentists are for.
Now, but wait, enamel is pretty strong, so you can imagine drinking it, and then it's in your esophagus and in your stomach. Okay, well, that's what
I want to say that is not my mouth.
What does it do to your insides?
Yeah, well, it's the same thing, right? Your stomach lining was not intended to chronically be assaulted, or the lining of your mouth and all that, by things of that low acidic pH.
Use your teeth, Kim.
We talked a little bit about when you say excessive nature, excessive use. What are we talking about here? How many cans are we dealing with, or sodas?
Mark, most of the bad effects of soda have been seen with somewhere around 2 to 4 cans per day. Now, there are people
over a long period of time.
There are people who are quote-unquote addicted to it, who often drink 10 or 12 cans a day. I mean, a really substantial amount. There isn't so much of a true addiction to diet soda as people say, an addiction like the people who check into, you know, a detox center for it. Caffeine is an addicting substance, and so that has an addictive quality, but there's a psychological addiction.
Why is it so hard to get off of this?
Well, partly because when you start to stop it, when you begin to taper it off, you start to get headaches from the caffeine withdrawal, right? And you become sleepy because you're not pepped up from the caffeine, and so people immediately go back onto it. To get off of it reliably, you have to do several things. The first thing is you have to replace the ritual, because a big part of this quote-unquote addiction is the ritual of...
Like cigarettes.
This is what I drink with, you know, with my dinner. At 2 o'clock, I go to the vending machine and get a Coke for pick-me-up. So the first thing is replace the ritual. The second is you want to taper off the caffeine slowly. So go from 12 cans to 10 to 8, etc. Or replace the caffeine with something else while you're tapering off, so that you adjust it and don't go through withdrawals and headaches, etc. And the third thing is you want to make sure that you replace the sweets, right? You find other things that give you the sweet taste and the fizz. A lot of people are looking for a fizzy kind of feeling, and you can obviously get that from carbonated waters of all kinds.
Can I put the artificial sweetener, because I do this with my coffee. I don't drink sodas, but to do this coffee, I got the caffeine, and now I'm putting the artificial. I feel like I'm just doing a masking agent over the soda.
It certainly has the same effect when you drink it as coffee as it does in diet soda. The only difference relates to how much coffee do you drink and how much do you put in. Now, these sweeteners are ranging between 100 and 500 times as sweet as sugar. So what's really happening is tricking your brain into thinking it's seeing large amounts of sugar. Your brain then signals to put out a lot of insulin, which then makes you crave more sugar. And that's the reason that people who drink diet sodas are more overweight than people who don't.
Is there a good one? Is there, because of all the different, is there a good one?
Obviously, there's been a lot of attention on stevia. A good diet soda, stevia. Truvia is one of the brands, There's been a lot because it's supposedly a natural sugar replacer. And in fact, there is a natural leaf, though that's not what's approved for putting in sofas. It is a refined product. So you do need I tried sprinkling a lot of soda.
Well, the only person here who drinks is Kim.
He's no soda.
But you don't, Michelle. You don't have sodas. Your kids don't drink.
I go through Jags. Sometimes I'll do it, and I hate it when I get on the Jag. But really, my drink of choice is water. And you go through what you said, which is it's a withdrawal, but it's the greatest feeling in the world. All of a sudden, you're awake, you're bright, you're alert, you keep going.
But one of the most important things is that, like everything we've talked about on the show over the years, is that there's no absolute in anything. So taking a diet soda once in a while is not going to harm you. Your body can detoxify anything it sees briefly.
But would you say it's better to reach for the original rather than the diet version of the soda?
That's the question.
Or is it?
Well, that's a good question. Remember, the caffeine effects are still in the original.
Yeah.
Right? The only difference is you have sugar with more calories as opposed to the diet sweetener that's going to trick your brain and cause you to overeat more. So it's a matter of picking your poison. I still think water is what we were meant to drink, right? I haven't seen any wells with diet soda coming in.
And it takes calcium from your bones, so we need to be careful of that.
Definitely.
Trying to spend as much time as possible out here